What's going on? How you doing? You good?
Bro, good to meet you.
For sure.
So you gonna fuck shorty up?
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like, yeah. All right, yeah.
That's what it is. You know, reverse.
Oh, for real?
Reverse.
All right.
Name Fatty.
What up? How you doing? You good?
Reverse is up, bro. For sure.
Yeah.
Now, one. Move your head. There you go. Faster, faster, faster. Faster, faster. Mucho, mucho, mucho. Mide un poquito. Defense, defense. Uppercuts, 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 uppercuts. There you go. Uppercuts.
Yeah, definitely jet lag, man. Felt my legs were a little tired. Everything was tired, you know, and even when you don't want to work, you gotta work, you know what I mean? So maybe or maybe not, but 9 out of 10, he ain't go to the gym today, so I'm definitely ahead of him. So I pushed through it. That's my motivation, just proving that I'm better than the next person. If I see something that I say I need to work on or they bash me about it, I'll be like, okay, go to the gym, work on it, and then I show them the next fight.
I think Gervonta will stop him on the next fight. My opinion, he's super smart. He's getting better and better and better. We seen what happened with Rolly, and he's just a fucking animal. He's a monster.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis has reportedly reunited with veteran trainer Jose Benavidez Sr. as he begins preparations for his highly anticipated return to the ring. Davis has officially entered training camp under the guidance of Benavidez Sr., one of boxing's most respected coaches. Over the years, Benavidez Sr. has helped develop elite fighters, including his sons David Benavidez and Jose Benavidez Jr., earning a reputation for building championship-caliber talent. The move is already being viewed as a significant step in Davis's career, with many believing the experienced trainer could bring a fresh perspective to one of boxing's biggest stars.
Yes. It's said that Gervonta "Tank" Davis is now, as you see here, he's going to be working with well-renowned trainer Jose Benavidez Sr., the father and trainer and manager to top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, 3-division champion, superstar boxer who will be a first ballot Hall of Famer, the Mexican Ecuadorian monster David Benavidez, and the blue chip prospect who was well on his way to superstardom before injuries derailed his career, in Jose Benavidez Jr., whom you may see in the movie Creed, Fort Terrence Crawford, Fort Jamal Charlo. So, Jose Benavidez Jr.
Thomas "Cornflake" Lamanna shared his thoughts on reports that Gervonta Davis is now working with Jose Benavidez Sr., admitting he isn't completely convinced the partnership is the perfect fit. While he acknowledged that every successful fighter-trainer relationship depends on chemistry, he stopped short of calling the move a mistake. Instead, Lamanna took a cautious approach, explaining that first impressions can often be misleading. In the end, he believes only time inside the gym and future performances in the ring will reveal whether the partnership truly works.
I also saw on social media today, I think on Mo Boxing or Mo, whatever it's called, that he's going to train with Jose Benavidez.
Yeah. Is that a good fit from a boxing standpoint? Yeah, I don't know. It's like...
No? I mean,
First impression, that's your first impression, right? Could be wrong.
I don't... By the way, so... Okay, how do I say it? It's a thing where a fighter and a trainer mesh.
Lamanna also speculated about what may have led Davis to move away from longtime trainer Calvin Ford. According to him, disagreements behind the scenes or Ford's reluctance to be involved in certain situations outside the ring could have influenced the decision. Although he admitted that nobody knows the full story, Lamanna questioned whether Jose Benavidez Sr. was the ideal replacement. In his opinion, if Davis was determined to make a coaching change, someone with the experience and style of Robert Garcia may have been a stronger fit for the lightweight star.
Had some weird, maybe they split Maybe Calvin didn't like what he was hearing, what was going on, and maybe personally he didn't want to be involved with it. I don't know. I'm speculating crazy, so let me just, I want to dead all that. I damn sure don't think Jose Benavidez is a good fit. If you're going to switch, man, you go to the fucking Robert Garcias.
Sean Porter and the rest of the discussion panel also weighed in on the growing rumors surrounding Jose Benavidez Sr. potentially training Gervonta Davis. The conversation focused on whether the partnership would naturally complement Davis's fighting style and personality. Porter suggested that Benavidez Sr.'s long history of working with physically aggressive fighters could make the transition more comfortable for Davis. The panel also pointed out that Benavidez Sr.'s willingness to travel and work in different environments might suit Davis's schedule and career, making the collaboration easier to maintain if it officially continues.
But can Jose Benavidez coach a co-main event and a main event?
What happens when that?
Jose training Tank.
Jose's training Tank. That's the rumor. How y'all feel about that? How does that work? I'm not sure if that's a great matchup.
I feel like there's some comfort there.
Is that what it is?
I feel like that's what it is. I feel like there's some
They
comfort
both
there.
killers.
He's down in Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
Miami, yeah.
It's Washington,
Yeah, he's between
Seattle,
and
Washington,
Florida.
Florida, Arizona,
Yeah.
Vegas.
He be everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which might match the lifestyle of Gervonta Davis, you know.
Yeah. Surprising to see it. I think. But I feel like he's comfortable with Jose, and just telling y'all what I know. Sometimes that's all it takes.
One boxing analyst also pointed out that Gervonta Davis has been extremely active on social media, regularly calling out some of the biggest names in the sport, including Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and Richardson Hitchens. Although Davis's account reportedly lacks a verification badge, the analyst argued there is little doubt it belongs to him because several verified fighters, including Claressa Shields, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and Bill Haney, have responded directly to the posts. The analyst highlighted one particularly heated exchange, in which Davis changed his profile picture to an image of Claressa Shields and referred to her with an insulting nickname. Shields immediately questioned why he was using her photo, and Davis responded by saying he wanted a dog to represent his account, turning the online exchange into one of the most talked about moments among boxing fans.
Tank Davis is calling out Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, etc., etc. Richardson Hitchens. They all going back and forth. It's verified this is his account, right? It don't have the verified check mark. But everybody else is verified that's responding. They wouldn't respond to him if it was a fake account, if it wasn't him. You got Claressa Shields responding to him. Her verified account. Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Bill Haney, Richardson Hitchens, etc. All of these people are responding to Tank Davis and his G Money account. To the point where I'm going to do a video. Tank Davis calls Claressa Shields a dog face. Claressa Shields says, why is my face your profile picture? He said, because I wanted a dog to be representing my account.
Turning to Showbiz the Adult, he also shared his thoughts on the growing social media feud surrounding Gervonta Davis. According to Showbiz, online drama tends to escalate quickly whenever Tank gets involved, and this situation has been no different. He pointed to Davis's ongoing exchanges with Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis as evidence of how heated things have become. Showbiz highlighted the tension between Shakur and Keyshawn over disagreements involving weight classes, including Shakur's sarcastic comments accusing Keyshawn of avoiding a scheduled weight check. He also mentioned Keyshawn taking a shot at Tank over his personal legal troubles, with Bill Haney joining the discussion and repeating many of those same criticisms. In Showbiz's view, what started as a few comments has now evolved into a full-scale online battle filled with insults, accusations, and constant call-outs.
To be honest, Gervonta Tank Davis, when he started getting involved with all this, it started getting ugly. All the stuff that he's been saying, going back and forth with Shakur Stevenson, and then with Debo, implying that we can meet right now and shoot the fair one. And Debo coming with sense like, hey, brother, it's father's. I'm chilling with my baby. It's like, man. But Shakur Stevenson and Debo going back and forth. You got Shakur Stevenson talking about, listen, you didn't do the scales check. What happened? Debo's like, hey, I don't have to do that. Agreeing to 144, that isn't enough? And Shakur's laugh like, yeah, because you know how big you are, Debo. Pause. And then you have Debo going after Gervonta, talking about how, you know, the only fade he's running is with women pretty much and all that shit, referring to what's going on with him outside of boxing, all those allegations. His father, Bill Haney, jumped into it and echoing these things. Hell.
Boxing analyst Vernon Fannin also raised concerns about what he believes is a serious problem inside Gervonta Davis's camp. According to Fannin, the team has struggled with individuals leaking private information in exchange for money. He claimed that some family members and people close to the camp have allegedly shared internal details with outsiders for financial gain. In his opinion, that ongoing lack of trust has created a difficult environment behind the scenes, making it harder for everyone involved to stay focused. Fannin argued that constant leaks and betrayal can damage any championship team, regardless of how talented the fighter may be.
And I can tell you without a doubt that the major issue with Gervonta Davis and that particular camp was the fact that there's so many paid snitches in his camp. It was replete with family members and other people who, whenever they got a piece of information about Gervonta Davis, would try to go out and give that information to somebody else in exchange for money.
Attention then shifted to Floyd Schofield Sr., whose son currently holds mandatory challenger status for Gervonta Davis's WBA title. Schofield Sr. explained the aggressive legal strategy he pursued to force the championship fight. After carefully reviewing the WBA's regulations, he concluded that Davis was obligated to defend the title within a 9-month period. When he felt the organization failed to enforce those rules, he escalated the matter by preparing legal action in federal court. According to Schofield Sr., he was ready to challenge the WBA for not following its own bylaws. As a result, the situation has now reached the stage where both promotional teams have 28 days to negotiate an agreement before the fight moves to a purse bid.
Because if the promoters got 28 days to make the fight or go into purse bid, regardless, we fighting for the title, no matter which way anybody want to look at it. So it's now they got to work out a deal. I did my part. I had to go over their heads. I had to really get it in federal court type stuff. So,
what did you do? What did you do to kind of force that to happen? I mean, did it not happen naturally, or did you actually have to take some steps? No?
No, we had to take steps. From the bylaws first, I read their bylaws. I knew what the WBA, what they had to abide by, federally what they had to abide by. So within 9 months, Tank was supposed to defend against Kid after Kid was number one. At Kid, it'd been a year and a half. So I had to send a petition to the WBA and Golden Boy, letting them know, make this happen. They ignored like they do. Then I had to take it to the next level where it goes into federal court. Now the judge was gonna rule for the same damn thing, whether they did or not. And then I could have sued the WBA for not mandating the fight because now you violated the law.
That same frustration was reflected in Kid Austin's recent post on X, where he openly questioned whether premier boxing champions had the financial resources to make the fight happen. He argued that legal explanations had been used for more than a year to delay negotiations, even though Tank Davis still found time to face Lamont Roach during that period. From Schofield's perspective, the issue isn't whether the fight can be made, but whether the opposing side truly wants it. In his message, Kid Austin questioned PBC's financial situation, suggesting they would once again rely on legal arguments to avoid the matchup. He insisted those same tactics had been used against his team for over a year and claimed that anyone refusing to recognize the situation simply didn't want to see it. The debate continued as Max Kellerman and Mike Coppinger discussed whether Tank Davis would ultimately defend his title against Floyd Schofield. Kellerman suggested Davis's carefully managed career might lead him away from such a risky fight, while Coppinger argued that Tank values his WDA championship too highly to surrender it without competing. In his view, Davis will eventually have to make a difficult choice between protecting his unbeaten record or defending the title.
It's a really interesting fight because, again,
I don't think that fight happens, by the way.
I don't either.
I don't think Tank wants Schofield.
Why would he?
If you're Tank, we're talking about in the last segment how careful they've been with his career. You want to jump in with a young, hungry, undefeated contender with talent?
That's fair, Max, but I will say is that Tank has shown an affinity for the titles, for whatever that's worth. He has shown an affinity for them. He's been with the WBA and aligned with them for a long time now. So either he's going to fight him or give up the title, I think.
Max Kellerman also compared the long-discussed showdown between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis to some of boxing's most iconic rivalries. He mentioned legendary matchups such as Ali versus Frazier, Mayweather versus Pacquiao, and Leonard versus Hagler, explaining that several years ago, the Stevenson-Davis fight seemed capable of reaching that same level of anticipation. However, Kellerman believes Davis never appeared fully committed to making the contest a reality. Since then, Stevenson has continued strengthening his resume with impressive performances while steadily increasing his reputation as one of boxing's elite talents. In Kellerman's opinion, the matchup still carries enormous significance, but the window to create one of the sport's defining rivalries may not remain open forever.
I think in an era when the dust settles, Ali is in this corner, Frazier's in that corner. They're in the winner's bracket. Mayweather's in this corner, Pacquiao's in this corner. Sugar Ray Leonard's in this corner, Marvin Hagler's in that corner. That's a real super fight. A couple years ago, the sense people had is that the winner's bracket fight was going to be Shakur versus Tank Davis. Tank never seemed particularly